Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 28 of Wizard Weekly, where we bring you news and humor from around the spiral, and boy oh boy have we got some news for you this week. Just this morning in a press release, Kingsisle let leak that there's a new world. Finally! The name of this world is still a mystery, but just like Celestia, this new world comes with a secret message, and apparently this picture is only one of several that will be released over the course of the next few weeks. The Wizard 101 creative team must be working overtime because after releasing the new pets and the Halloween pets, they've also created 2 new bundles. The Hawkrider bundle is now available for $30 at Walmart stores and comes with new gear, a 1-month subscription or 5,000 crowns, as well as a Nighthawk pet and a high-flying hawk mount, though whether it actually flies high or not is still up in the air. The second bundle is a super bundle with 2 passenger rhinoceros mounts, an enormous jungle castle, and oh my god, that's so a baby giraffe! Want! Oh my gosh, it's so cute! There's a ton more epic loot that comes with this card, so keep an eye out at GameStop stores near you. While you're waiting for all this stuff to come out, you can check out the Nightmare Pack that Kingsisle is released in the Crown Shop for a limited time. With every pack, you run the risk of getting the Nightmare Mount, as well as some pretty sweet-looking gear, and a wide assortment of death pets. If your luck's anything like mine, getting all these items is going to be a nightmare in and of itself, but this pack is going to vanish once the Hollow's End festivities are over, so try your luck while you still can. The signs we were playing with on the test room have finally made it to the spiral and are in the Crown Shop for 500 to 1,500 crowns. Teleport tapestries have also made it into the spiral and will bring you to any assortment of places, from Bartleby's spiral door to the bazaar and even to remote locations like Nightside. These tapestries have come from a number of sources, including the 2 new bundles, as well as the Nightmare Pack, and it's been hinted to that there may be more bringing you to different locations as well, to be released in the future. Don't forget that there's a whole bunch of Halloween misadventures to be had this week. The Mercenaries for Hire will be hosting their Monster Mash tower farming runs this weekend, and you're invited. There's also a great deal of contests still going on in Wizard 101 Central, so make sure you stop by the contest forums linked below. The Wizard 101 Topsy Turvy Tourny will be coming to an end tonight with an epic battle between Arc Warrior and Aaron Legendblade. Hopefully we'll be able to bring you some doubly cool footage from this frigid face down, but don't be surprised if the arena is standing room only. Talk about standing, oy vey! I hope you don't mind being on your feet for a while, because in this week's Better Homes and Gardens we'll be making our way through the enormous maze created by Ann Potter right here on Wizard 101 Central. This maze spans 5 houses and took 3 to 4 months to create. Ann Potter put tons of time, gold, and just over 50,000 crowns into this maze. Between the thousands of ways to get stuck, clever tricks to get you lost, treacherous rug bridges, trap doors, and having to choose your teleporters carefully lest you wind up back at the beginning, this maze will have you occupied for hours, literally. Several wizards have been in there for up to 5 hours, and several more still haven't come out yet, which is kind of scary. It took me just over 2 hours to navigate this amazing creation, and I'm sure I would have been in there all week if Ann Potter hadn't let me port once or twice, but I finally made it to the Spiral Cup. When I asked him why he created such a monstrous masterpiece, he said that he was just bored. having started this before Wisteria came out. This guy is crazy. If you'd like to try Ann Potter's Maze, you can find him here on Wizard 101 Central or on YouTube via the link below. It's that time again. Boy, these months sure seem to rush by. The Better Homes and Gardens thread will be closing next Friday, October the 28th, at 1 to midnight Eastern Time, so get your homes in there if you haven't already. This week in Letters from the Spiral, we got a ton of great questions, and it kinda killed me a little to have to narrow it down to just a few, so I'm sorry if I don't get to yours this week. The first of our questions is from Firecat5, who asks, do you think that the Nightmare Pack will be made into a permanent purchase like the Dragon's Hoard and Wyvern's Hoard packs? I don't think so. It would be pretty silly of them to market it for a limited time and then make it permanent. This would make a ton of people who went out and got crowns just so they could get the Nightmare Pack while it was still available very upset, and it would be rather unfair to them. I do, however, think that there may be a Nightmare Pack next year around this time. This would make the pack hounds happy because their items would be super special for a year, and it would give people who didn't have access to the Nightmare Pack this year a chance to get the same gear next year. Little girl must be getting down with a beat because she wrote in to ask, do you think King's Owl will ever make a feature to change the music in our homes? Oh man, that would be so cool. It would be hard as heck to implement, but it would be awesome. Because of the amount of time and effort they'd have to put into this, I don't think we'll ever see it in the game, but you never know, I was wrong about the fan fictions. Instead of being able to change the music overall, we may actually see a piece of furniture, like a jukebox even, that'll allow us to change our tunes. Even then, King's Owl has to be careful what music they allow us to listen to. A lot of stuff created for the game was by other artists and was licensed for specific usages within the game, and letting users listen to it over and over like it was a soundtrack, it may get them in a bit of trouble. Nothing monumental, but it's probably more than they want to put up with. Do you think there will be a new form of gear in the future, like gloves, socks, or cloaks? Writes Jacob Thunderfiend. Actually, we've already gotten something like that, and it wasn't too long ago either. With the beginning of Celestia, wands with critical and block were introduced to the game. This made some wands more desirable than others, and now they've introduced staffs with healing cards and whatnot instead of attacks, and I think one or two of them may even have stamina on them. I'm not sure. A few months ago, we also got our pets upgraded to stat sticks, and you can get just about everything but critical and block on these little fellas, so it's cool. You can change them, albeit slowly and painfully, so they're the best possible companions for you, in a way making them kinda like morphable gear, which is, really neat. Keeping this in mind, I don't think we actually need another gear slot. Another problem King's Isle is facing is players who have too much of a particular stat, or too much of several stats. They're going to have to find a way to balance this somehow, taking away stats from us without it being game-breaking. As a life student, I go for Power Pips first, Outgoing Heals second, and Critical Strike third. And if you take a look at my gear, my real gear, not my Wizard Weekly gear, I've got 112 Power Pip percentage. I can score an extra 60% outgoing heals before you factor in my friend's gear boosts, which is pretty high as well. And my critical strike rate is pretty high. I think every other spell I cast is a critical strike now. I have absolutely nothing to worry about. The game is no longer challenging for me, and that is not what King's Isle wants. Easy is all well and good, but for most players it's too easy, and that's not what we're playing for. If we do see an additional item added to our outfit, it won't be for a long time, I think, if at all. Alright, that's all for this week, guys. I hope to see you at the Topsy Turvy Tourny tonight. Peace! Careful. Okay, let's see where this one takes us. No! Ugh. You. Oh my goodness. No. Oh, you mean I have to remember this place? Okay. Where are you, he says. Oh, I need to come back this way. And we're golden. I think. Fairy. It will be golden. Fairy. Oh!